Hello folks, this is Les Goldstein from Personal Financial Strategies Incorporated with our April 2014 Economic Update. In this month's video, we'll be talking about some of the major events that took place during the month of April, and we'll be sharing with you what we think will be happening in the month of May and going ahead. Please stay tuned at the end for a required disclosure statement. Markets had a turbulent month and the major indices ended the month on a mixed note. Despite the volatility, the Dow hit a record close on the last day in April, indicating that investors are still willing to rally on good news. For the month, the S&P 500 gained 0.62%, the Dow grew 0.75%, but the NASDAQ lost 2%. First quarter earnings seasons kicked off in April. And while the cold winter weather caused weak growth, company performance wasn't too bad. Overall, earnings and revenue growth were both up, although many firms struggled with slow demand. Business leaders did a good job lowering expectations so that investors weren't surprised by the mediocre results. Economic data for the month of April was generally positive, suggesting that the economy is still on positive footing and that the seasonal effects of the chilly winter weather might dissipate this spring. The Federal Reserve Bank met in the last week of April and voted to continue with the tapering and bond purchasing. This wasn't a surprise, but it's good news because it shows that the Fed is willing to continue with its faith in the economic recovery. Consumer spending, a major component of economic growth, soared in March by the most in almost 5 years. Warm weather brought Americans back to shopping malls and car dealerships, giving us hope that the economy is regaining momentum in the second quarter of 2014. Jobless claims rose unexpectedly in the last week of April, though most economists believe that the great majority of the increase is due to seasonal effects. The Easter holiday and school spring breaks can cause wild swings in data this time of year. We'll know more about the underlying strength of the labor market once the monthly jobs report is released. We got our first look at gross domestic product for the first quarter, and the current estimate is that U.S. growth is sluggish at 0.1%, 0.1% annualized, mostly because of the lingering effects of winter. Keep in mind that this is just an estimate, and revised data later on may show a rosier picture. The housing market, which has been a major driver of economic growth in the last couple of years, may finally be faltering. Rising mortgage rates, higher prices, and cold weather caused sales of new and existing homes to fall in April for the third month in a row. On the other hand, tight housing inventory and improving employment prospects may encourage buyers this spring. On the international front, the crisis in Ukraine continued to simmer and tempered market activity last month. While large-scale violence has been avoided so far, Russia massed troops on the border of Ukraine, and the new Ukrainian government seems to be losing control over much of the eastern part of the country. It's impossible to know how the situation will play out, but investors are mostly concerned about how potential natural gas disruptions might affect corporate profits. Looking ahead, investors will be closely watching economic data to see whether the seasonal effects of winter are giving way to stronger growth in the spring. While we can expect more volatility, we also hope that better second quarter prospects will show investors that there's plenty of upside to be had. Now, on the more close to home front, here are some of our upcoming events to be scheduled over the near term at Personal Financial Strategies. Early in June, we will be hosting 3 educational sessions here at our PFS office in Park Ridge, exclusively for inland diversified investors. An email will be going out within the next week to share with you all the dates and times of these 3 meetings. If you are an inland diversified investor, be sure to attend one of these sessions so that you can be completely informed on our position relative to this upcoming merger. Once again, this is Les Goldstein, President of Personal Financial Strategies Incorporated, signing off for the month of April 2014. I hope you found this commentary to be interesting and informative. We'd love to hear what you have to say, so please reach out to me or Robert Hart or Yvonne Haverland or Richard Huberger at 847-268-3670. That's 847-268-3670. We would be delighted to speak with you. And now for the required disclosure. While we believe that the information in this report is reliable, we cannot guarantee its accuracy. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or the solicitation for the purchase or sale of any investment security. Please consult with us before making any investment decision. Personal Financial Strategies is located at 626 Bussey Highway, Park Ridge, Illinois. Our broker-dealer is Sigma Financial Corporation, located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Sigma Financial Corporation is a member of FINRA and the SIPC, and advisory services are offered through Sigma Planning Corporation, a registered investment advisor. Again, this is Les Goldstein of Personal Financial Strategies. Have a great month. Talk to you soon.